I just love hearing the thunder. It's neat how you're staying all dry. I'm sorry to bring you out here in the rain with me. Oh well. But I was so hot. I was in the willows. And I remember I went along the fence row. I counted 88 willow plants that are growing. And all I did was I went to Mira and I cut willow and I cut them into sections. Like they were, whatever, big around. And so I cut them into foot-long sections so I'd get 3 or 4 from a willow. Maybe more. No, that's about it. And then I would just push them in the ground. I pushed them in as far as they would go. I would be very careful not to bend them, not to let them, and if they didn't go in far, I'd pull them back out and try it somewhere else. But I would get them in very deep, 8 inches or so. I figured as they got in below the level of that thick grass that's in there already, the marsh grasses, the sedge, then they would have a chance to grow. They don't like to be crowded. That little bug's eating me. I think that's a no-see-um. No-see-ums are very tiny. You notice there's no deer flies right now. They don't like the rain, I guess. The mosquitoes are here in full force. Yep, they'd like their presence to be known. Anyway, so what I did is I counted all those along the fence the other day, and then I counted them again today, and this time I wrapped them all, or I tied little orange bits on them. So that orange bit will always be there, I hope, and I just can't believe it's working. I mean, I knew it would work. Oh, there's a bird over there. It's a black and white warbler. Hey, cool. You're not alone, even though at times you're really on your own. I like that song. Anyway, so then after I did that, I went into my labyrinth. You remember when I planted the labyrinth? Did I show you that when I was planting it? Once again this year, I think I planted my willow along the fence. Not last fall. I planted more last fall. And the spring a year ago it was growing well. I planted it the fall before that. So it'll be this will be the 3rd fall. Well, so it's a year and a half old, I guess. And at the same time, oh look, we've got sunlight coming through the clouds. With some thunder. Look at how dark it is down there. See, the storm has moved away. This is so cool. I did it. I didn't have to run to the house or even the outhouse. It stays pretty dry in the outhouse. I've never had my toilet paper bag in there get wet. It just doesn't get wet in there. Things will, like the books will curl up on the edges, but it's just the humidity. They don't get wet in there. So that was going to be my retreat if I needed one. There it is. Sunshine and thunder. How awesome. Just awesome. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, about my willow, my labyrinth. So this last spring, I stuck willow in there to make a labyrinth. But then I couldn't tell where they were or if they grew. I just assumed they all died. And so this year I did it again. I went to Mira in the spring, and there were some that were really thin that nobody had cut in the fall. And I knew they were just going to grow up and fork into a million pieces, which is no good, because if they fork into a lot of pieces, you can't weave with them. So there's no sense having them like that. So I cut all the little tiny, tiny pieces. And then I brought them home, and I walked through this snowshoe labyrinth is what I call it, because, well, if you go look at my videos on labyrinths, just see snowshoe labyrinth. I even need shade now. So snowshoe labyrinth, I had tread that down in the spring, and I think and the grass was still tread down. I guess I tread it down in this last summer. I used the snowshoes in the summertime, and I walked the labyrinth. I created it, and as I walked it as I created it, right? Kind of like a spiral, but with turnbacks back, here and there. And so, so the grass was still flattened down in those areas along that pathway. So this spring, when I harvested those at Mira, I brought them home and I walked my labyrinth and I put them in all along the whole thing. And so today, they were quite tall and they had leaves on them. They were very skinny, but they all had leaves on them. And then I walked the labyrinth a couple times and I marked where they were and where my turnbacks were and all that, because it was kind of hard to tell sometimes. But today I went in there with the rest of my survey tape, orange tape, and I marked. I tied some of them, foot-long pieces. I tied it on at the base of all the ones that were alive. And I was so blown away. I didn't realize it until I got out of there that I had gotten up to 99. There were 99 living willows in there. Did you realize that? 99 in the labyrinth. And there are some that might grow, but they didn't have leaves on. And I only counted the ones that had leaves on. Oops, there goes our sunshine. These mosquitoes are really making a patchwork out of my legs. I am a veritable graveyard of mutilated mosquito body parts. My legs are anyway. Anyway, so 99 are living. Not only does that mean that I will be able to have a labyrinth that will actually grow and show up like the labyrinth at Mira, but I will also have that many more willows to harvest for making baskets. That means I have 99 plus 88. That's 187. See, mental math, you move the 1 from the 99. It needs another one just to be 100. So you take it from the 88. So now you've got 87 and 100. That's very easy to add. Whether you don't want to add 99 plus 87. Let's see, 99 and 88. 9 and 8, and 9 and 8. That's too much work. So you just go move 1 out of your 88. So you got 87. And now you got 100. So you got 187. That's mental math. I taught that to my kids. It's a really good book I used for homeschooling them for grade 5 math. Anyway, so I have 187 living willow plants. Isn't that awesome? That's so cool, because no matter what happens now to the labyrinth, you never know what could happen. The schoolhouse could get sold, and if it got sold, who knows what would happen to the labyrinth if it got dug up and landscaped. All these things do happen. Of course, our place, I am assuming that we will be here forever. And that is just by the grace of God. One never knows. So, I'm very pleased. That took a long time to explain, didn't it? I can be very long-winded. It's getting still out here again. Well, except my trees. The trees that I'm holding on are rocking, are moving. Hey, you're moving. Well, you're not really. You and I are both moving. All of us. There's 800 of you looking down here. Oh my gosh, 800 people. I don't know, now I feel embarrassed. Oh, should I even be talking to you? Who are you people anyway? I try to get to know you. There's some of you I like. A lot of you I like. People that I have met that I've asked you your names, and you tell me about your lives, and you know about my life. My name is Truman. Boy, that's a loud one. Ooh, it's dark on that horizon. I'm lying here thinking maybe I've wasted my time to vacate the area before it really thunders and really falls on me. Of course, it's going the other direction now. Things come from the west. So I think I've already missed that. I think that's going the other direction. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. How long have I been blabbering on? I better shut up. I better hush. See ya.